Okay, so we're finished with the little project here to put in the Graphtec tusk nut on my Dean VX Flying V. So I took out the little plastic guy that came in it when I bought the guitar. It's clearly a little plastic piece. You can see it here. I'm showing it in the video. So knock that thing out and put in the tusk here. You can see it. It sounds a lot better. So you can hear, if you listen to the last video, you couldn't hear the B and the E strings. They buzz too much. It's a new set of strings, so it's not quite completely in tune because they're still stretching out. But you can hear the ring there with the ring with the higher strings that was not there previously. It also sounds richer to me. I guess that's the harmonics. I don't really know what causes it, but there's a much richer sound than I had with the stock nut that came with the guitar. So there's a much richer sound. The tuning is a lot better. Once you tune it in, it stays in tune. And I think that's due to the Teflon that's built into this bridge right here. The one thing I'll tell you, there was a lot of sanding work involved in getting this, particularly on the sides here. It was a little wider than the actual neck, so I had to sand a lot of that off. Little sanding on the bottom was actually a little taller than the stock nut that came with it. This was a little smaller. So I got the Epiphone model Graphtec nut, and that fit perfectly. Everything was fine. Just had to take off a little here and knock off a little on the underside of this. Now, one thing I discovered with the Dean when I took it all off is that the wood on this side is lower than the wood on this side. So actually the stock bridge was in there a little crooked. So if you can watch my hand here, it's a little higher on the low end side and a little lower here. So other than getting a new neck, I couldn't really find a good solution for that. So what I ended up doing is sticking a little cut of a business card on this side to kind of raise it up a little bit because the wood cutting wasn't quite there. And if this was a nicer guitar, I would have taken the time to cut out the wood completely right and level it out and do a lot of woodworking on it. But frankly, it's not worth it on this guitar. This is more of an experiment for me. But I have to say, all in all, it vastly improved the tone for clean sounds. The sustain seems to be better, and the richness of the sound is definitely better. Now, I haven't done the intonation for the guitar yet, but seems to have kept pretty good. That's on the 10th fret. So it kept the intonation pretty good. Let's get the. So here's a distortion sound, so you can hear. That's really where I hear the difference on how the new nut sounds. It sounds a lot richer, particularly for distortion. There's a lot more distortion, higher end richness. That was the bridge pickup. Here's the middle where it's between the two pickups. And here's the neck pickup. I hit a wrong note there, but you get the idea. It's very rich. So I'm going to hit an A. Just listen to the sustain. This is the bridge pickup. Keeps on going. This is a lot longer than it did with the stock neck nut there. Now we're finally starting to lose some of the sustain. So all in all, again, this cost like $15 with shipping and everything. You can get it cheaper if you order it with a bunch of other stuff. So pretty good improvement for popping this guy in. The one thing I will tell you is count on a lot of sanding time. The actual knocking this thing out, getting the other one in, didn't really take that long. The thing that took the longest was sanding this to fit this neck, and then the discovery that this side of the wood on the guitar, not the nut, the actual guitar itself, the wood was cut lower here than it was on this side. And I guess that's part of, with sub $200 guitar, they don't spend a lot of time doing leveling or anything. So I stuck a business card piece in here to try to make it equal between this side and this side. And I'm happy with the sound of, for 14 bucks, man, that's awesome. That's cheaper than buying another pickup for the guitar, and I feel like I got the richness that I didn't really expect. I definitely got the tuning benefit, and it doesn't, you can probably hear that acoustically, but it does not buzz anymore on the B and the E strings like it did before. So here's my G, open string, here's the B, here's the B, and here's the E. And if you review the first half of this video, you'll remember that buzzed a lot with the stock nut. It, for whatever reason, was not tall enough, so it messed that up. So I'm happy with the change, and $14 for the part, shipping, and the time I spent sanding. It was a fun little project, and I definitely got a pretty good bang for the buck as far as improvement on the sound. And if you've got one of these Dean or another inexpensive guitar that's $200-300, you're having some tuning issues, you might be having some string buzzing issues down here at the neck that's not truss rod related, I'd recommend this. It's definitely a worthwhile thing, and just be prepared to put in the time for the sanding and putting it in. And there's some tools you definitely need. You need some wood glue, because you're going to need that to glue this guy back in. One thing that's really helpful to have, you can get them at an auto parts store, is one of these little, let's see if I can do it so you can see the measurement there, a little measurement meter, and it's very small. So this is, what is that, 6 millimeters? I'm sorry, no, it's 0.15 millimeter, 0.25 millimeter. You need that to set the actions, because the action on your E string at the first fret and your action on the E string on the lower part is different. So you need this tool for that. Other tools you need are 600 grit sandpaper to sand things, and some screwdrivers and stuff. So definitely worth your while.